What's going on, guys? I'm Dr. P, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Per usual, we've got plenty to talk about, including new revelations on Rift Reaver Drift's quest dialogues, Hope's new yet fading visions, experiments underway on tentacle specimens, and much more. If you're new here, drop a like on this video and subscribe to never miss any new lore content, and join the Discord below to get in on the lore conversation. First up, let's start with some pretty important new dialogues from the Night Rose and Daigo. The thin membrane between this world and the spirit realm is weakening. The recent conflicts have punctured it over and over. These bugs are merely a nuisance. Their master is the true threat, and nothing I have seen on this island convinces me we are ready to face it. The veil between this world and the spirit realm is thinning. The portals, the ritual, these bugs, they're all a part of it. It's as if that creature is slamming against a glass wall between our realities. The cracks are growing, and I don't know what will happen if it shatters. It appears the island is at a very weakened state right now following the events of the Super Showdown event. The barrier between our island and the spirit realm is getting thinner and thinner by the minute, which might explain as to why the bugs and the tentacle were able to get to Oninoshima without a portal. How exactly they did that has been a very important question, and to help try to solve that, Jones and Hope are actively studying a specimen of the tentacle. At least it appears to be of the tentacle. It's definitely really interesting to get a close-up look of like the anatomy and the makeup of like the inner happenings of the tentacle, but they're doing everything they can to gather as much info as possible about this tentacle, about what's going on with the spirit realm, and how they're able to get things over here without a portal. Now, additionally, there is a new story loading screen that shows Jones actively researching a whole bunch of different things, and on one of these monitors is the 0 point. It does appear to be cracked though, but it's very interesting considering the status of the 0 point as we know it right now, with it being broken up into shards. It would make sense if their goal was to get all the different shards and piece the 0 point back together on some real zero fusion type energy, but who knows how far away that might even be in the future, or if that's even feasible. Next up, I want to talk about the new Hope graffitis in the storyline that got added with the most recent update. Before we even dive into them, I think it's fair to point out that ever since the Super Showdown event, Hope's visions have been drained. She's still getting visions of the future, but they might not be exactly as accurate as they have once been. Even so, they're extremely interesting. So the first one shows the bug queen, of course with a crown on the head with 3 eggs around her. Next, you can see the tentacle releasing the swarm of bugs. The next one shows the 0 shard sending the bugs through to our island. At least that's my interpretation, and if so, maybe this helps to solve the problem as to how they're able to get here without a portal. And then finally, we can see the 0 point shrine that's at Utopia City, but it's very ominous, it's very dark, and it's glowing a little bit, sort of golden. And at the top, you can see some silhouettes, some outlines of the bugs that are on the island. It does seem like the new biome will spread to infect or invade Utopia City eventually. We know Midas has some big plans over at Utopia City, and maybe the spirit realm is trying to intercept that plan. Now, for this graffiti right here with this bug queen and her eggs, I can't help but get the same vibe as this right here. If you were around for this back in the day, this was one of the most fun things to follow. So those are the new graffitis we have from Hope right now, and like I said, something happened during the event to cause her visions to start fading. So I guess we'll have to see if any of this actually ends up happening. Next, I want to talk a little bit about Drift, the new Drift skin, Rift Reaver Drift. In my previous video, we discussed his description, which says break through the unknown. Capital U, by the way. But what I didn't realize was that when Drift was here the first time around in Chapter 1, Season 5, that word unknown was in his description again. It says journey into the unknown and find your way to victory. Notably, the U in unknown in the first Drift outfit is not capitalized. But when you look at Rift Reaver Drift, of course the U is capitalized, so it's referring to a specific thing, a specific unknown, whereas the first Drift's description was referring to a generalistic unknown. Lego agrees, saying, looking back, I've got a feeling the unknown then was still referring to the island, unknown territory perhaps. This time though, they're advertising the unknown very heavily, so capitalization becomes more important. This makes sense because originally Drift was a real-world character who got rifted to Athena. Drift was a major character in the road trip quest from back then. He had literally never been to the island, so nothing was really specific, he was just exploring everything. But now that Drift is back and he's sentient to the fact that he's been here before, or at least a previous version of himself has been here before, it's now a capital U. Now, on top of all of that, there is a specific voice line from the OG quests involving Rift Reaver Drift in which he tells us to seek out the unknown with a capital U. The maid says, why has he asked us to seek out the unknown with a capital U? This can't be in reference to the OG reality, as that's where the quests take place. The unknown has to be something else. But what? That's when Sand says he's right, at least for Drift. The visitors directly said reality, but Drift, even before the OG reality came into play, the Drift set mentioned the unknown, and now it's brought up again in Rift Reaver Drift set. Much like the visitor from last season, the new Drift skin is at the very top of the OG pass. And also very much like the visitor from last season, I believe the new Drift is going to play a pretty unique part of the storyline at some point in this season. Something else that a lot of people are talking about is the very large monolith obelisk that is currently on the Chapter 6 Season 4 island. It's definitely going to be involved in an event, but after a couple days of new information coming out, it appears as though it is related to a concert type event. According to the Raging Reaper, there are a couple hints. It's linked to a playlist for the event. It would be way too early if it was for the Season 4 finale. It doesn't match anything on the island or in the lore whatsoever, and the playlist has tags for explicit language and lyrics. I know a lot of people, when they found that out, were freaking out, thinking that would take the place of a major storyline event at the end of the season, but it does not appear that is going to be the case, as it appears to be very likely we will still have a story event to finish off Season 4, because it was some sort of misconception earlier from the files. Between OG and Chapter 6, there's a lot going on right now, so please leave your comments and your theories below, and if you want to get even further into the conversation with me, hop in the Discord and join the Theory channel where we're chatting it up all the time. I really appreciate you watching. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.